Much and joining us now, Michelle Sindor, NBC Washington correspondent and moderator of Washington Week on PBS, and former Republican Chairman Michael Steele. Michael, I wanted to pick up on another poll question with you first. So one of the other poll questions is the generic ballot issue, and Republicans are up too. And this is the first time they've been up over Democrats. In which would you prefer, a Republican or a Democratic Congress? Since 2014, we know what happens then. They're also up by double digits among independents, and they have a bigger lead among men than Democrats have among women in terms of the gender gap. All this is really bad news for the midterms for Democrats.
It is, and it has been for a while. And what has been interesting is how the administration has not been able to successfully navigate the narrative around the economy, the externalities that drive that are beyond the president's control in one sense, like the impact of the war in Europe having on gas prices here at home, inflation, which began before the Biden administration came into office, but now, of course, has to manage. So narratively, the Democrats find themselves once again flat-footed when it comes to how the American people are seeing their resolution, not just their resolve, but their resolution to some of these issues. And we're about to end the first quarter of the year. You don't get another bite at this apple, because once you start into the second quarter, primaries are underway. The narrative is getting set, Andrea. This becomes harder and harder for the Democrats to unpack. It doesn't mean it's going to be a massive blowout for Republicans in the fall necessarily, because there are other issues that are going to come to fore when the Supreme Court makes decisions on abortion and other cases in June. But the trajectory right now is for a solid Republican pickup in November around the question of the economy and possibly the war, but the economy absolutely.
And Bill McInturff, the Republican partner with the Democratic partner, of course, in our poll, Bill McInturff is calling these catastrophic results for Democrats. Yamiche, how does the president now focus on the economy? He's coming off of this European trip, which might give him some, elevation in the polls for his show of strength. We don't know. We can't predict that. This doesn't reflect that. But perhaps starting today, we now know he's going to take questions at 2 o'clock in that event with the budget. So today he can talk about gas prices, he can talk about inflation, and about what he's trying to do with the budget and focus more on the economy.
Well, what this poll essentially tells the president and Democrats is that they have to be messaging better, that they have to be talking about the things that Americans are listing as their priority. Ukraine, of course, is something that the president didn't pick to be talking about, but he had to deal with that. And when I talk to White House officials, they understand that there is this real messaging issue that has to happen, especially when you look at this poll. The number that jumped out to me was the fact that 38% of Americans are blaming Biden's policies for inflation and gas prices, and only 6% are blaming Russia. Remember that President Biden wanted to call this Putin's price hike. Remember, that was the sort of White House messaging. So this really goes to the idea that the president, and the White House says that they have always been focused on cost of living and the economy, but this really needs to be in some ways a recentering of that while also having to deal with what's going on abroad.
We're going to see their first attempt at this at 2 o'clock today. Yeah. We'll, of course, be carrying it live. A big challenge for this White House. Michael Steele and Yamiche, thanks to both of you. And